Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character extruder by me, so let's get into it. Child. Child never raised his hand on you. Ever. But perhaps it was only time keeping it from happening, and it was only inevitable that it would. Because right now, as you were seated in front of him, the two of you arguing, he didn't expect this to happen at all. But it was. It was going to. He was just storming over to you. His hand raised as if he was going to hit you, and you flinched, hard. And that enough made him pause in his steps, realizing just what in the hell he was going to do. He was frozen for a few moments too, shocked as you were. Juan, I wasn't going to. You were. You were going to hit me. Just what is wrong with you? You yelled at him, and before he could say anything else, you took your things and left, telling him that you weren't going to let anything like this happen. Not again. And not now. And child, he felt immensely guilty. And I swear, he didn't mean it. He would never actually hurt you. He didn't know what got into him. But he will do anything and everything in the world to bring you back to him again. Albedo. Albedo's really sweet and adorable. And even more importantly, he's also very careful when it comes to you. You never seen him hurt anyone. And let alone, you never expected him to hurt you. So it didn't come in your mind at all. You didn't know what would happen if he did. You didn't know how you would react, because there was no reason to. But it seemed like there was. And it was only you who didn't know. Because Albedo, he was going to hurt you right now. The fight was not that important. There was no reason for him to actually do this. But he was ready to do it, until he flinched back away and told him to stop. That alone made him pause in his steps and take a moment to reflect. He apologized, looking down, as if ashamed from what he was going to do. Before leaving, it hurts you that he was going to do this. But he knew how to deal with this. And, if anything, you were going to stay away from him those next few days. Until he came to talk to you and apologized for the mess you caused. Venti. Venti sounds like you would never hurt a fly. And that is true. But he also fought in the Arkham War for a reason. But it's not like he agreed to hurting those people. He didn't have a choice. But when it came to you, he would never want to hurt you. So why did this happen in the first place? It was all an accident. He was drunk, like really drunk, more than most days. And he was seeing things. He didn't even know who you are. For some reason, he was seeing you as somebody else, and you didn't even know the name yet. It was something weird. He kept calling you things, and it didn't make sense to you, and then he was trying to hit you. Thankfully, you were able to dodge, and he was not quite strong enough, especially since he was already very weakened when he was drunk. So you carried him, brought him home, and told him that there was going to be a lot to talk about tomorrow, and you're going to ask who just that man was. Kazuha. Kazuha was usually good at controlling his own emotions. He dealt with a lot, has been through a lot too, so you would think that not anything would make him lash out like this. But sometimes, he just couldn't control himself. It was difficult, and, you know, things happened. And even worse, he didn't know how to deal with those things. But he never expected himself to let out that anger on you. And here you were right now. He had raised his hand on you, as if to hurt you. And he didn't expect you to flinch away like this, to yell at him to stop. He didn't even expect this to happen in the first place. But when it did, He was broken. He didn't want to hurt you. He didn't mean to get so frustrated. He apologized, getting down on his knees and begging for your forgiveness. He would get it if you didn't forgive him. He would honestly think it's fair. Because to him, he doesn't deserve any of your forgiveness at all. Especially when he scared you like this. And because he almost hurt you too. Scaramouche. Oh, Scaramouche sounds like a person who would hurt anyone. And that was honestly something that scared you. But since you were partners, and because he acted with you in a very different way to anyone else, you really didn't think this would happen to you at all. So that's why, when it did happen, you were more than surprised, and you were scared too. The way he went over to you, the way he's going to hit you, and you have to stop him. Well, you didn't exactly stop him, but the way you were so scared and terrified, it made him pause. He had never seen you like this, and even worse, he didn't think it would be that way because of him. He didn't think he would ever get the right reaction out of you, and he never wanted to. He would just look apologetic, quiet, but I didn't even feel like you should be saying sorry. Not because he wasn't. He was. But he didn't feel like he deserved it. So, even though he wants to apologize, he would tell you to leave. Because you shouldn't be seeing him. He felt disgusting. Awful. And he wanted you to get away from him right now. Because he felt like he didn't deserve to be with you for one more second. Xiao. Xiao is really sweet and extremely gentle. But that doesn't make you forget who he was. The fights he fought. And the centuries he lived. He wasn't a completely merciful person. And he has killed before. So, yes, well, he never did anything like that with you. But you shouldn't forget it. It was part of him. And to love a person, you must know everything about them. But you never thought it would hurt you. And, to be honest, he never thought either. But it was something in him. He didn't know what was wrong with him that day. He was angry, furious, because of something. And he never thought he would take it out on you. He just wanted to get out, to get far away from everyone. And while he was trying to get away, he held on to him, telling him that he wanted to talk, that he should be back, that he could talk to you and all. But he didn't take it well. Instead, he shouted at you, and he looked like as if he was going to hurt you. And that made you flinch, quieting down, and apologizing. In his mind, you should never apologize. He scared you. Maybe would have hurt you. Who knows? He could have. And he was honestly disgusted of himself because of this. He would apologize to you. He would make it up to you when he could. But to be honest, for now, he just didn't want anything more than to go away. Not to see you again. Because whenever he did, he knew he would remember what happened. And just how vile he was inside.